Imagine waking up to the heartbreaking news that a 71-year-old loved one slipped away quietly in their sleep last night. Their family is reeling, unable to process this sudden loss. Just the day before, he appeared to be in good spirits, nothing out of the ordinary, no glaring signs of trouble. He enjoyed a typical evening, perhaps chatting with family or watching a favorite show, before heading to bed as usual. Yet, when morning arrived, he didn't stir. What could have caused this? Was there a way to see it coming? The reality is that as we cross the threshold of 70, certain nighttime routines, seemingly innocent, can quietly undermine our well-being, heightening the odds of catastrophic events like strokes, heart attacks, or even an abrupt end. What's most unsettling is how unaware most people are of the risks they're courting. In this exploration, we'll uncover 4 evening habits that anyone over 70 should steer clear of. These aren't dramatic vices, they're subtle, everyday practices that might feel comfortable or familiar. But beneath their harmless surface lies a profound ability to shape your health and lifespan. Some of these habits might catch you off guard, while others could be rituals you've followed for decades without a second thought. By the time we're done, you'll be armed with practical insights to safeguard your nights, enhance your rest, and greet each day with renewed vitality. Stick with me through to the end, because the final habit is one that countless older adults unknowingly repeat every night, and it might just be the most perilous of all. Beyond identifying the pitfalls, we'll also explore smarter alternatives to ensure your sleep is both safe and restorative. Let's dive in. First up, indulging in hefty meals too close to bedtime. Habit number 1, late-night feasting. One of the sneakiest yet most widespread bedtime blunders for those over 70 is digging into a big meal right before lights out. You might shrug it off as no big deal, maybe it's been your routine forever, and you've never noticed the problem. But as the years pile on, your body doesn't handle food the way it once did. The timing and nature of your pre-sleep eats can ripple through your system, affecting not just how well you rest but also your heart's resilience and your vulnerability to unexpected nighttime crises. Cast your mind back to your younger days. A late-night feast, say, a plate of lasagna or a juicy steak, might have left you snoozing soundly within the hour. Back then, your metabolism hummed along like a well-oiled machine, and your digestive tract tackled anything you threw its way. Now, past 70, that engine has slowed. Your stomach takes its time breaking things down, and your system isn't as spry as it once was. Loading up on a heavy meal late in the evening can set off a cascade of trouble, acid reflux, choppy sleep, and even spikes in blood pressure, all of which can quietly pave the way for heart attacks or strokes while you're dreaming. Ever jolted awake with a burning in your chest, a nagging unease, or a heart that won't settle? That's often a clue your late-night dining is stirring up chaos. Here's the science behind it. When you eat a substantial meal just before bed, your body can't fully shift into rest mode. Instead of sinking into the deep, healing sleep you need, it's stuck churning through digestion. Your stomach ramps up acid production, your intestines labor away, and your heart keeps pumping harder than it should, all when it's supposed to be winding down. Picture this. You treat yourself to a rich supper, maybe a creamy fettuccine alfredo or a loaded cheeseburger, just before hitting the sack. It feels satisfying in the moment, but as you recline, that fullness turns into a battle. Stomach acid, meant to stay put, starts creeping upward, irritating your esophagus. You might cough, feel a lump in your throat, or even wake up gasping, sensations that shatter your rest. Over time, this can evolve into chronic acid reflux, or GERD, which doesn't just annoy, it can weaken throat and airway muscles, raising the risk of aspiration pneumonia. That's when food or liquid gets into your lungs, a potentially fatal complication for older adults. And that's not all. Late eating can throw your blood sugar into disarray, especially if diabetes is in the picture or looming on the horizon. Those glucose swings can strain your system overnight, making it tougher to keep things stable. Research backs this up. Older adults who regularly eat late show higher rates of metabolic issues tied to heart disease, a sobering link. So, what's the fix? Aim to wrap up your last meal 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. This window lets your body process everything before you lie down, easing the load on your digestive tract. Hungry later on? Opt for something gentle, a few almonds, a slice of apple, or a soothing chamomile tea. These won't tax your system and might even nudge you toward better sleep. Your body's rhythms have shifted since your youth. Tweaking when you eat isn't about deprivation, it's about giving yourself the gift of restful nights and a lower risk of trouble. It's a small pivot with outsized rewards. Habit number 2, overdoing fluids before bed. We've all heard the mantra, stay hydrated, it's good for you. And generally, it is. But if you're over 70 and guzzling liquids right before bed, that well-meaning habit could backfire. Do you find yourself trudging to the bathroom multiple times a night? That's a signal to rethink your evening hydration game. It's not just about interrupted sleep. Overdoing fluids late in the day can heighten your chances of falls, strain your heart, and even chip away at your mental sharpness over time. Here's why this matters more as you age. Your bladder isn't the fortress it once was, its muscles weaken, and its capacity shrinks. Meanwhile, your kidneys don't clock out at night, they keep filtering, and your system gets touchy about excess liquid. Down a big glass of water, tea, or anything else before bed, and you're practically guaranteed a midnight wake-up call, or several. It might feel like a minor annoyance, but the stakes are higher than you'd guess. Picture this, it's 2 a.m., and that full bladder rouses you. You swing your legs out of bed, still groggy, and shuffle toward the bathroom. Your blood pressure hasn't caught up to the sudden move, and bam, dizziness hits. This is postural hypotension, a dip in pressure when you stand, and it's a sneaky culprit behind nighttime stumbles. For older adults, it's a fast track to falls, think broken hips, head trauma, or worse, all sparked by a simple trip to the toilet. Then there's the sleep sabotage. Every time you flick on the light and shuffle around, your brain gets a jolt, mistaking it for dawn. That messes with melatonin, the hormone that governs deep sleep. Night after night of this can wear down your immune defenses, nudge your blood pressure upward, and even hasten memory decline. Studies tie frequent night waking to a greater dementia risk in seniors, a chilling thought tied to something as basic as hydration. But water's still vital, right? Absolutely. The trick is timing. Load up on fluids earlier, morning through mid-afternoon, and ease off as evening rolls in. Thirsty later? Sip, don't chug. And watch out for caffeine. Coffee or tea past noon can act like a diuretic, amping up urine output and compounding the issue. Even sneaky sources like broth-heavy soups or juicy fruits, watermelon, anyone, can tip the scales if consumed late. Dialing back evening liquids doesn't mean parching yourself, it's about balance. You'll sleep more soundly, dodge those risky midnight treks, and keep your health on steadier ground. If this is resonating, drop a 2 in the comments, I'd love to know you're with me. Habit number 3, toasting up your bedroom. A snug, toasty bedroom might feel like the ultimate comfort, especially on a chilly night. But if you're over 70, cranking the heat or piling on blankets could be quietly jeopardizing your health. Many older adults assume warmth equals better sleep, but the opposite is true. An overly warm room can strain your heart, sap your hydration, and rob you of the rest you need, often without a whisper of warning. Aging shifts how your body handles temperature. Sweating becomes less effective, and heat doesn't dissipate as easily. Sleep in a hot room, and your core temperature can climb, forcing your heart to work overtime to cool you off. For those with heart conditions or shaky circulation, that extra effort can tip into dangerous territory. Ever woken up sweaty, restless, or short of breath? That's your body waving a red flag. Research paints a stark picture. Warm sleep environments can dehydrate you subtly, thickening your blood and upping the odds of clots, heart attacks, or strokes, especially in older age. Take Frank, a 74-year-old who loves his cozy setup, 75-degree room, thick quilts, the works. He reads in bed, drifts off, but wakes up drenched and foggy. Night after night, he's missing out on deep sleep, the kind that repairs your body and sharpens your mind. He doesn't realize his toasty haven is the culprit. Cooler air, though, works wonders. It cues your body to drop its core temperature, a natural signal for deep, restorative slumber. Seniors who sleep cooler often wake up brighter and more alert. Aim for 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, per the experts. Too chilly? Layer with breathable cotton bedding, not heat-trapping synthetics. Lightweight, moisture-wicking pajamas help, too. Crack a window or run a fan for airflow, it's a bonus for your lungs. This tweak isn't about shivering, it's about thriving. A cooler room eases your heart's load, boosts sleep quality, and keeps overheating at bay. Small change, big payoff. Habit number 4, sleeping askew. How you settle into bed probably isn't something you overthink. If it feels good, it must be fine, right? Not quite. Past 70, your sleep posture can sway your health more than you'd imagine. The wrong angle can clog your breathing, tangle your circulation, and even nudge you toward heart trouble or stroke. Yet plenty of older adults nestle into risky positions nightly, oblivious to the toll. Age reshapes your body, muscles soften, lungs lose some oomph, and blood flow slows. Curl up wrong, and you might choke airflow, dip oxygen levels, or pinch vital vessels. Over years, this can fuel snoring, sleep apnea, or worse, heart strain in the dark. Sleeping flat on your back, for instance, feels natural to many. But gravity drags your tongue and throat tissues downward, narrowing your airway. That's a recipe for sleep apnea, those stop-start breathing spells that jack up heart disease risks and can even trigger sudden cardiac events. Consider Robert, 76, a lifelong back sleeper. His wife hears him pause, then gasp, in the night. He dismisses it as aging, but soon he's waking drained, head pounding, focus shot. A doctor later pins it on sleep apnea, worsened by his position, a strain his heart didn't need. Even without apnea, posture matters. Right-side sleeping can press under heart, studies hint, complicating circulation, troubling if heart issues lurk. Over time, fluid can pool, hinting at heart failure. The sweet spot? Left side sleeping. It boosts blood flow, eases your heart's job, and aids digestion. For reflux sufferers, it keeps acid down, too. Trouble staying put? A body pillow can anchor you. Prop your head gently to keep airways clear, and tuck a cushion between your knees if joints ache, it aligns your spine. Switching how you sleep isn't just comfort, it's protection. Better breathing, smoother circulation, and a happier heart mean brighter mornings. If this hits home, comment 4 below, I'd love to hear from you. Wrapping up. We've unpacked 4 nighttime habits that might seem trivial but can quietly unravel your health past 70, late feasts, fluid overload, overheated rooms, and wonky sleep positions. Each chips away at your heart, rest, and resilience. The silver lining? You can rewrite this story. Tiny shifts, eating earlier, sipping smarter, cooling your space, adjusting your pose, can transform your nights and your life. Pause and ponder, which of these rings true for you? Are you up too often at night? Feeling off after sleep? Maybe your habits need a nudge. Tonight, pick one to tweak, shift your dinner, dial down the thermostat, roll to your left, and track the difference. One step can spark a chain of better days. Thanks for sticking with me. Drop a comment, what struck you most, and how we use it. Your voice fuels this journey. If this sparks something, like, subscribe, and share. We're here to keep the good stuff coming. See you next time.